Hey folks, this is Dave Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle, coming to you tonight with a video about training. But it's not a typical video about training. I've done videos about training before. This more centers around on-the-job training. It's more centers around teaching people after they get out of the academy, teaching people after they go through their orientation and their onboarding. That's what this video is going to focus on. So let's just go on ahead and start off by saying that training is vital for what we do for a living. Training is absolutely vital for what we do for a living. Without training, you don't know how to do the job. There are some things that can't be taught. There are some things that the only thing that's going to teach you how to do it is experience. How you personally respond in a fight. That is, we can teach you all day how to use your defensive tactics, what defensive tactics to use, what have you. If you've never been involved in a physical fight, if you've never ever been hit, if you've never been punched, if you've never been involved in a fight at all, you don't know how you're going to react. And that is the God's honest truth. You have no idea how you are going to react until you experience it. I had to turn the light down a little bit. I was getting blind. So, there are some things in this job that cannot be taught. Okay? The only experience will teach you. So I want to go on ahead and let you know the mindset that everybody should be in when they come into corrections, okay? Number one, when new officers come in, they need to go through an orientation phase. In the state of Florida, we call that onboarding. We're bringing them on board, okay? Onboarding, we're teaching people the basic necessities that they need to do the job. Number one, how to write a decent report, how to write on a log, how to keep your opinions out of whatever you're writing. That's going to be covered in onboarding. How to take care of your uniform, what you're allowed to have on your uniform, what you're allowed to wear, what you're allowed to bring into the facility, things of this nature. That's going to be covered in your onboarding. You get done with onboarding, you go to the academy. In the academy, they teach you the proper way to do this job. They teach you firearms. They teach you defensive techniques. They teach you law. They teach you policies and procedures. One of the most valuable things that they will teach you in the academy, though, is another one of those things that really can't be taught, and that's interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication deals with the conversations that you have on a day-to-day basis with your coworkers, with your peers, with your superiors, with those that work at a level below you, with your inmate population, with visitors, with volunteers, with contractors. All of these people need to be covered in interpersonal communication. What we tend to focus on the most is your conversation with the inmate population. Okay, correctional ops is another big one that they teach. Okay, it's how a correctional facility works, how a correctional institution functions from day to day. Now, when I got to the compound, we didn't have anything such as onboarding. You had to go complete your academy and get your certification before you were hired. You get a promissory from the institution saying they were going to hire you, but you didn't get hired until you were out of the academy. So we've graduated from that mindset to, we're going to bring these people in, we're going to teach them how to do the job, let them get their feet wet. If it's not for them, then they can back out then. You'll know whether or not it's for you during your onboarding process. Okay, you go to the academy, they teach you all of those wonderful things we talked about. You get out of the academy, you take your certification exam, When you get certified, then you go into an FTO program. Now, this is in the state of Florida. Okay, FTO is a field training officer. The field training officer is an officer that is with a trainee until said time that the FTO program is finished. Once the FTO program is finished, the trainee, because you're still a trainee at that point, will have their exit examination. In other words, their test. They'll have their exit interview with the warden, and then they'll go to work on a full-time basis as a certified correctional officer, having completed all their requirements and training. That, in my opinion, is when the training needs to continue. There are so many people in this business that believe that's when the training stops. Nothing is further from the truth. That's when the training continues. And I've got some notes written down. I've already read off the notes that I had for FTO, but I've got some notes written down here. Please excuse me, folks. I had a really rough couple of days, and I'm kind of tired. But it is what it is, okay? A correctional officer with some time under their belt needs to teach the rookie how to do his job. Because once you graduate from being a trainee, you move up to being a rookie, a boot. And if you are thrown to the wolves and nobody teaches you, trust me, the inmate population will be more than willing to teach you how they want you to do the job. So that veteran officer, you need to glom onto a veteran officer. Ask them how to do the job. That veteran officer is invaluable to turning you into a correctional officer. Okay? Now, you go up in rank, a sergeant. A sergeant's job is to teach the correctional officer how to be a sergeant. It's not the sergeant's job to teach an officer how to be an officer. That needs to be established from the veteran officers that are there. It's not his job to teach you how to do your job. It's his job to teach you how to do his job. It's called mentoring, okay? If the manner that this person teaches you to do the job is to leave you alone all day like he was left alone by his sergeant, then he has failed you. Okay, he has failed you. I'm just going to put that out there. You jump rank to lieutenant. Now, in the state of Florida, lieutenants are shift supervisors for a satellite unit, a work camp, a forester camp, work release center, whatever. They're the ones that supervise those facilities. They're assigned to a shift. Okay? They have sergeants that work for them. So the lieutenant's job is to teach a sergeant how to be a lieutenant. Plain and simple. Now, at a main unit, you often don't see a lieutenant, but you'll see a captain. So the captain's job is teaching the lieutenant how to be a captain, but it can also be to teach a sergeant how to be a captain, or how to be that shift supervisor, how to step up into that role. I have often in my career given a sergeant a blank roster, just a blank shift roster, and I have given him a list of everybody on shift. Make it work. I give it to them. I say, make it work. Make it work. And they take that roster, and there are some of them that I wouldn't post the shift that they put together if my life depended on it. There are others that I've done that to, where I catch myself asking, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I do that? So as much as I'm teaching that sergeant how to be a supervisor, that sergeant is helping me improve my game by teaching me how to be a better supervisor, be a better captain. And I'm strong-willed enough to listen. I have enough will to say, I might not be doing this right. Let me see what I can learn from this sergeant. Okay? Now, in Florida, captain is the last of the line supervisory ranks. Once you leave captain and go to major, you have entered the positions of basically management. Okay? Major is the first rank where you get an office that is yours. You don't have to share the office. Lieutenants and captains have to share their office with the other lieutenants and captains that come along. A major does not have to share his office unless he wants to. So a major's job is to mentor the captain so that he can eventually make major and start doing his job. He needs to teach the captain how to be a major. So on and so forth. The colonel needs to teach the major how to be a colonel. Assistant warden needs to teach the colonel how to be an assistant warden. The warden needs to teach his assistants how to be a warden. It goes up. It goes up. That being said, it's not the warden's job to teach the colonel how to be a colonel. It's not the colonel's job to teach a captain how to be a major. You know, it should be that next rank up. Now, majors are your administrators at your satellite units. Colonels are your chief of security at your main units in the state of Florida. So, by and large, a captain isn't going to see a major all that much. But it doesn't seem to work out that way. I see the majors at my institution all the time. And I know in my heart of hearts that I have their 100% support. I have their 100% backing. And I never have to worry about calling one of the majors at my institution and them telling me that I'm on my own. I never have to worry about that. I have their 100% backing. I know that I have their 100% backing. And they are doing everything they can to teach me how to take over their position when they either exit or promote. So that is, on-the-job training is vital in our business. On-the-job training is absolutely vital in our business. Without it, then without veteran correctional officers, the rookie, the boot, is left to figure things out on his own. Or turn to anybody that will listen to him or her about how to do the job. And I promise you, the inmate population is more than willing to listen to everything this officer has to say. It has to start at the bottom. Every single person that has a little bit of time behind their belt that works at a correctional facility is an instructor. There is no exception. Everybody that works at a correctional facility is an instructor. You are instructing the people that will eventually replace you. What do you want to leave behind? What is going to be your legacy? Are you going to leave behind a legacy of hard-driven, self-motivated people that are going to take the career that you have loved so much that you have stuck with it for a very long time so that you can make retirement and elevate it to the next level? Or are you going to leave a legacy of failure? Because if you don't train the new people that are coming in to take your place, or the new people that are coming up to take your place, that's what you're leaving, is a legacy of failure. Folks, that's all I've got for this video. If you want to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos. And hey, man, if you liked what you saw today, give me a like, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Do me that favor. Hit that thumbs up button, all right? And make sure you hit me with a comment. Let me know. Let me know about some training experience that you've had. Let me know about somebody that you have trained. Let me know, especially if you have somebody that took you under their wing when you were brand new and taught you how to do the job. All right? Don't divulge any sensitive information. Don't divulge any of your agency's policies or procedures. And certainly don't do anything to upset an ongoing investigation. Okay? Always remember, there's no place for domestic violence in this world. Okay? If you are the victim of domestic violence, or you know the victim of domestic violence, 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233. That is the domestic violence hotline. The people at the other end of that phone have the knowledge, ability, and resources to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, say something to somebody. The worst thing you can do is nothing. And if you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, there's two things you got to do to get help. One, you have to admit that you need it. And two, you have to ask for it. Folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Always remember that love shouldn't hurt. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Y'all stay safe behind that fence. I'll see you in the next video.